continuing with this idea of the immersive exhibition, it also makes an analogy to literature's serialization of narrative fiction.
This one. I think we missed this slide.
Did we
Is that
miss
one?
this?
No. Okay, that's one.
We have.
Okay.
And this is this idea of presenting contiguous, typically chronological installments. In 1856, Flaubert first published Madame Bovary in Revue de Paris, and this idea of wandering through the museum, the viewer comes across installments of Emma's life. So fragments, like chapters of a book. You two have one scene which then updates a little later on as you move through the museum. Unlike the serialized novel, our immersive exhibition does not try to prescribe an order, offering anti-chronological alternatives through the space. So it's not our idea to prescribe a trajectory through space, but hopefully a viewer will take a moment of Emma's youth and then wander through into an affair and then wander back to her life on the farm. It's all possible.
And part of that effect of that serialization is also the sound that is leaking through the space. Now, on one level, that's technically inevitable, but we don't mind it at all because it is, when in Emma's, in each of her moments, this whole history is present. So it is a way of saying that this linearity of a feature film or novel doesn't mean that each step is a new step. Everything else comes along. And that's what you see here. By the way, just between brackets on the top right, you see the building where Emma conducts her affair with Rodolphe. It's his castle, his house. It is also going to be the next exhibition of this project is going to be in that building. So the people who live there will recognize their own life environment. So there will be a completely different set of effects. But what we also try to do is to make good on a term that Lev Manowitz has introduced in his 2000 book on the new media about montage. Montage being sort of going from one thing to another, and in a linear film that is supposed to be seamless, and the viewer is taking the steps by themselves. They understand that you're no longer here, but then you're there. With an exhibition like this, consisting of different screens, you have lateral montage, which makes obvious cuts that you are then going to decide about. And we like that idea that the fragments come together in the way you want them to be together. And a good example, of course, is those scenes where you have two screens very close to each other, where you are completely free to focus on one, the other, both, going back and forth quickly or slowly. The one in the corner where you have the boredom at home and the seduction of the reception and the festivity. It is up to you where you concentrate, and that is this lateral montage makes the gallery, a film in the gallery, so to speak, films in the gallery like this, very different from sitting in the theater in the dark and looking in front of you, and the film decides how long you look at everything. So it's a very different form of montage.